Hashtag no music, no intro. Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. Before we dive into Saint shenanigans and what have you, it is 9:43 California time, Pacific Standard Time. And today's been a struggle for me a little bit. Today's my mom's birthday. She will be turning 54 today. So, and just to honor her, have a little drink. This is my second one. We had a very very nice home cooked meal tonight, and just honored her with a little toast. And so I just wanted to my grandma literally watches us on YouTube like 4 hours or 5 hours a day. So so yeah, so I'll know she'll see this, and so just want to just continue to live up to my name and make my mom proud. So
happy birthday.
This is to you, mama. Man. So the pivot away from something that is a downer to just right into another. I'm just kidding. So I want to say this. Ryan and I, especially Ryan, are trying to be conscious about the amount of negativity that's surrounding the Saints right now, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I know for people it's hard, especially like people listen to us. They're like, shit, you guys are negative all the time, and so it's a delicate line to balance, right? Because on one hand, people listen to us because we do talk shit of what it is, and we talk the reality of what's going on.
100.
But I'm not dumb. Neither of us are dumb, and we could see that how at times that could just be draining, man. And sometimes you don't want to hear it, So
right, exactly.
Ryan did a great thing in our Discord. He made a channel of just all positive Saints things. It could be Saints in the past, just anything positive Saints related. There's a channel just for it in our Discord, which is great. Oh, before I even dive into that, big announcement. So we are having our second annual Saints Block Party podcast draft party in New Orleans. I booked my shit 2 days ago, last night. I don't even know. Last night. Yeah. Booked my shit last night. We'll be there. You must be a Patreon to attend. Again, you must be a Patreon to attend. I don't know if our bodyguard, security, Joey's going to be present.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. He was letting some things slip at the meetle last time, bro. Joey. So might have to relieve that man.
Inebriated, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just like anyone was just walking in that tent, bro. But
you gotta get Sherm down there or something.
So it is going to be the night of the draft, which is April 25th in New Orleans. If you want to attend, I'm going to start getting. I mean, it's early, so this is like 3 months away. But around late February or so, I'm going to start getting a head count of people who are going to attend, or at least 90% likely to attend. So if you're a Patreon, you want to join us, if you're in the New Orleans area or New Orleans adjacent, close state, come through. Even if you want to fly in, we had quite a few people. And here's the thing, it coincides with Jazz Fest, right? So a lot of people come in town for Jazz Fest.
Exactly.
So
perfect time to come to New Orleans. It's festival season. If Jazz Fest is not going on, some kind of other fest, the weather's usually great around that time. Like 80, 75, 80 degree weather.
Was it Popo Festival during the draft last year, or was that during the
That was during the meetup.
Meetup, right? Okay. I thought sure. Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be something going on. You know what I'm saying? So if you just want to come to New Orleans, and you could turn that into like a little chance to kick it with your boys, make it happen, man. We're gonna have a good time. We always have a good time. We talking shit, watching the draft. We're gonna be pissed or maybe happy. Maybe
right. Like
maybe they bless us with a little hope.
Wouldn't that be something like and that would just be on YouTube? Like here's since they listen to everything we say anyway, can we have the antithesis or a 180 of the Peyton Turner draft, bro? Can we
Bro,
get
wouldn't
that?
that be dope? Wouldn't that be dope?
Instead of who, like maybe they trade up and draft like Jayden Daniels or something. You just like
Ooh.
I want that, Ryan. Like I want that.
We gonna have the Mark Sessler meme up in there, just like
Football cold blooded, bro. Mark was so happy thinking he was gonna get Johnny Manziel completely turn his franchise around. Now this man not even a Browns fan because they traded for a rapist. Don't attach yourself to these teams, people. Please stop it.
It's the perfect picture. It's the perfect. I look at it all the time. Like that is the perfect picture of sports
it
fandom.
Is, man. It is. If you put that picture, and I might have to do it, that picture right next to yours during the Saints Patriots game, the 2017 season, because it could go from that to that real quick.
Real quick, bro. Real quick.
Let's start with this offensive coordinator coaching search. So I've kind of lost count, but yeah, I'm going to try to rattle off. I'm trying to remember them all. You had Dan Pritchard, Zach Robinson, Shane Waldron, who's now the Bears offensive coordinator. They've now interviewed. I was almost say Gary Kubiak. Clint Kubiak?
Clint, yeah.
KK.
Clint?
Derek Carr's like, yes. Don't need to know anything else. Hire him. Brian Greasy, Ronald Curry. Am I forgetting anybody? Oh, and Gerard Johnson, the quarterbacks coach for the Texans. So that's what I named 7 candidates. Yeah. 7 candidates. One who's already got a job as an OC with the Bears. So 6, down to 6 now. I'm going to say this sincerely, and try not to be pessimistic when I say it. I really, really hope that the offensive coordinator search that they're conducting is a legitimate, actual offensive coordinator search.
Yes.
Because like on the outside, I'm like, you brought in 7 people. One obviously being in-house, right? So you bring in 6 people externally, one candidate in-house. Like it gives the impression that this should be a legitimate, real offensive coordinator search. Even though there's this, and we've said it, and I've hinted at it on Twitter, is that maybe the search is more like the head coaching search was when DA got hired, and it's a sham, and they already kind of know who they want to hire, and they're just kind of going through the dog and pony show. I hope it's not that, man. I hope it's not. I hope they are finally open to changing their offensive philosophy, hearing from different perspectives, but something that doesn't. 2 things that just stands out to me, Ryan, that don't make sense, and I need someone to explain it to me as the offensive coordinator for the Bears. He's already putting his staff together for coaches and assistants that he needs on his offensive staff. It comes out, I think Underhill reported that the Saints are going to wait until after the Senior Bowl to hire an offensive coordinator. So we are the 23rd right now. I don't have a calendar up, but after the Senior Bowl, I'm assuming so the Senior Bowl takes place on the 3rd of February. So you're going to wait until the following week to hire office. So you at that point you were 2.5 weeks behind of potential like assistants or whoever the OC is going to be may not be available anymore because of the delay. It's a little thing, but it's also like a big thing of like it seems weird of why.
Right. Unless it's a thing where are they waiting to hire to have the Senior Bowl, or do they wait to announce to after the Senior Bowl? Because you can get the paperwork and all that started before, but you know how the NFL is. Shit leaks out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like what? So, I don't even know what the logic of waiting to announce it would even be.
I don't understand. Like once you find a guy you decide on, hire the fucking guy. Like I don't know what
the Bears did.
Right. Like if Zach Robinson is saying, hey, he goes through all his interviews and says, man, I like what y'all offering. You make this money work. We can make it happen. hire the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know all these games, man. Like, man, get to it, man. Shit.
Please. I don't need the foreplay. Need the foreplay.
No, let's
Get right
straight
into it.
Straight to it. Lights on.
Know me. Sorry. Anyway, what are your overall thoughts of this offensive coordinator search thus far?
I mean, I like the direction they're going. They're going the whole Shanahan, McVay tree. Not even tree, branches of the tree. Just any little leaf we can find. Just take a little leaf here, And it's the hot thing.
It's the sap. It's the sap of the tree at this
sap.
point.
And look, I mean, it makes sense, bro, because for the most part, it hits. You know what I'm saying?
It's working, bro. It's working all over the league right now, man.
All over the league, from the run game, the use of motion, whether it's gap scheme, whether it's outside zone, whether it's play action, under center play action, rollouts, and all that. Like we need it, bro. We saw towards the end of the season, Derek Carr start producing his production, improve. We saw the increase in the use of motion. We saw the increase of play action, and we saw him improve in those areas. We saw him play better. So I think it just makes 100% sense if this is a real search that is what they are looking for. So I hope it's true. Like I don't have any major opinion about who they should get because
none.
You talking about QB coaches and stuff. You don't know what they bring. You just hope they make a good decision. You know what I'm saying? But I find all of them interesting. Brian Greasy, that's interesting to me. Zach Robinson is probably the hottest name out. I don't have high hopes he'll come in because, man, he a hot ticket for whatever reason. So we'll see, man. Like it's just gonna be fascinating to have a new offensive coordinator because we've had, the Pete Carmichael, Sean Payton system for so long, bro. Like it's just gonna be interesting. Interesting, like especially come training camp, preseason, to start really digging into to see how things are gonna look. Are they going to incorporate, which I think a smart coach would, incorporate things that worked for Derek Carr from this system and add new pieces to it and stuff like that. So all that's going to be fascinating, man.
It is, and I hope that I hope it's genuine, right? I hope it's legit. The other second thing that was just on my radar, and again, maybe I'm over analyzing things, maybe I'm over analyzing the situation, but like this was like the first week that like position coaches could meet actually like in person with NFL teams or other teams, I should say. And like the Gerard Johnson thing, like I need someone to explain it to me, man. Like I can't.
Right there in East Town.
This Gerard Johnson is in Houston. The first time I went to New Orleans, I drove from New Orleans from Houston. 4.5 hours, 5-hour drive. Right, not very far. On Zoom, on Monday he has a Zoom interview with the Saints, and he's in Houston. And on Tuesday he's on a plane going to Cleveland to interview in person. I can't shake it, Ryan. Like I don't. Can someone explain it to me, please? Because you cannot convince me this person's going to have a plan and lay out all these things in terms of how what he's going to bring to the offense. Why would you not want that person sitting in front of you, having that conversation one-on-one, filling each other out? And he's like 4.5 hours away. Like that's the thing where I'm just like, is this real? Is it legit? Is it genuine? I don't know, man. But it just
that's the first thing that come to mind is people is Rooney Rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, is this a Rooney, check box or whatever? You hate to be that cynical, but I mean, it is what it is. That's the reality. That's just reality. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. But to me, it goes back to what we always talk about: the ego, the hubris that comes just from that whole front office and coaching staff. Like, like we ain't gotta sell ourselves to them. They gotta sell themselves to us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't all the Saints. What you talking about? I'm Mickey Loomis. I got 200 wins under my belt, baby. Like what? Like what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's just the feeling I get from them. Whereas to me, they should be going out and Man, sitting that Benson jet over there, scoop them up, bring them, show them the facilities. You know what I'm saying? Sell yourself. You know.
Have you ever seen Step Brothers? Maybe not. I don't know if you've ever seen Step Brothers.
Oh, Will Ferrell?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so there's a part towards like the end of the movie where him and John C. Riley like go to like interview for jobs, and they start doing like these joint interviews where they go to interviews together. And like in one of the interviews, they start interviewing the employer. That's how these like if DA is conducting these interviews, bruh, I know these candidates is like, wait, you got 24 wins and 24. No, let's ask you some questions right here, sir.
Right.
Like, what? Asking me questions?
Asking me questions for you. Exactly.
Why should I come here? Like, that's what the question is.
Right. Exactly.
All right, let's take it to the flip side. Let's say for whatever reason, and I'm not saying anything for certain, but let's say for whatever reason, this offensive coordinator search is not legitimate. And let's say this is a way that the team is trying to like give this facade that, you know, guys, we really tried. Like, we interviewed 6 people, like 7 total. We really tried to find an offensive coordinator, but the best we could do is, and this, I want to make preface by saying this is no dig at Ronald Curry, but best we could do is promote Ronald Curry. But, you know, because he's the first time OC, like maybe we'll just put John Gruden as a senior offensive consultant role. You know, just help him out, help him do the game plan. Would that in any way, especially what we kind of saw with the head coaching search and that not being a true head coaching search, would that in any way like annoy you as a fan to think that this is happening again and them not having open eyes to anything different?
Yes, it would be very annoying. I mean, put the racist, homophobic, sexist emails to the side. Let's just put that to the side for a second.
Big lip beast. Sorry.
Just Michelin tire.
Michelin tire lips.
Just put that to the side. It's just it would feel like, man, y'all really ain't trying, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you want to sell us that you're trying, but you really ain't trying. You know, John Gruden is, I've said it over, he's a very good offensive coach.
He is.
His Raiders offenses were good. He's a good offensive coach, but I do think the Saints, we got to start looking to the future here. You know what I'm saying? We got you go watch the NFL these days. It's time to start being a little more progressive. Get some young blood in there. I mean, he hasn't been a play caller in 27 years, like a play caller only. You know what I'm saying? He's been a head coach and a play caller. But just like working under somebody, not being the guy, it's been 27 years, bro. You know?
That's a hard thing to do, bro.
Hard thing to do. And then if you do the whole thing where he's an offensive senior official or something like that, then you got somebody looking over Ron Curry back, and you know, is it going to be Ron Curry's system, or is it looks like
out of all? Not that someone looking over Ron Curry's back would be bad enough, but out of all people looking at him,
I think if you Ron Curry, how you feeling right now, bro? Like, how you feeling? You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing? Play action pass right?
And you know, and look, I mean, bro, I don't know. I know I hope it's not the case.
And I hope it's not the case. I would even say, like, if that's the plan, like, could y'all at least be like smart and go get like the other Gruden? Like, could you get Jay instead? Like, it gotta be John. Like,
go get Jay. Shit.
These Jay emails ain't out. Like, at the very least.
Hey, I was talking to somebody today. I ain't gonna say who, but I was talking to somebody on DMs. Like, bro, I think Goodell sitting there, he probably got a nice little zip file that he ain't released yet of them emails. Just wait. Like, okay, y'all make that move. It's coming out. Cause I'm telling you, bro, like, come on, man. Like, the Saints have been through this. We went through this with Bonnie, where we thumb our little nose at the league. We thumb our finger like, yeah, you know, you bring in Mike Alsteen. You got him hanging around, even though, you know, he just got done with a whole lawsuit with the NFL sued Mike Alsteen. I forgot for a while for what he was selling like fake NFL stuff or something like that.
Oh yes.
And then we
You
had
know how
him
bad
hanging
you gotta
around.
be for the NFL to sue you, bro?
Bruh. And they kept telling the Saints, stop having this dude hang around NFL facilities. You know, Sean Payton them, they like, fuck you. We're gonna do what we want. You know what I'm saying? And that, not just that, but that plus other things came back to bite him in the ass come, you know, Bountygate. And
Right.
like, you know, they don't have a lot of friends up there in the NFL headquarters, man. And if they do something like this, I just feel like something bad gonna happen, bro. Like I just feel like it won't turn out well.
Here's the thing. All that was happening under Sean's watch when the team was doing what?
Winning. Great story, national great media story and all that.
Can you imagine them trying to do that after the DA's first two? Oh, but they can't be this dense. Why? Can they?
And somebody was saying, it was like, well, what's my dude? The black coach that's suing the league.
Brian Flores.
Brian Flores. They're like, well, he's suing the league and he's still employed. Blah blah blah. Different situation.
Completely.
But NFL has to tread lightly with that one, you know, because of who he is, what he's suing for, and stuff like that. So it's just a completely different situation.
Night and day. I do legit hope that this isn't some type of sham process. I do hope that they actually are open to new ideas and bringing someone in new and just a new system. And I think D on Twitter asked a great question, and we were talking about it a little jokingly, but what is Dennis James Allen like? What is he selling these offensive coordinators on? Because if it was Mickey, like Mickey could be like, hey, listen, yo, you come in here, get this offense cooking, you get Derek Carr looking good, you guys looking good, if the defense looking like trash, but the offense cooking, we let go of DA next season. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Got you a pass.
Mickey can do that. But DA's leading these interviews, so what is DA gonna say to these people?
I would love to know.
I know the candidate's like, okay, so I have this plan for Taysom, and DA's like, well, he's not.
Who am I gonna have? Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, you start using AK more in the passing game, and DA's like, well, we're not really sure you will. Why am I on this interview?
Well, at least I don't have to worry about defense because I know we got a shutdown corner and Lattimore. Well, you know, like damn, man.
That LeBron walking away gift, bro.
Got the stud right tackle and ram check, and well, hold on there.
Well, didn't you draft a young up become a young left tackle in Trevor Penny?
No.
I would love to be the fly on the wall.
Yeah, bro.
I had to bring this up, and it kind of just goes to show. And we talked about we talked about on the podcast. We've also had the discussion in our Discord of kind of like what has led the Saints to being kind of the position they're in. It's like not good coaching, not replacing good coaching, and then letting players leave and not replacing those players with equivalent players of that caliber or better players. So our dude John Hendricks put a thing, like an article up talking about like the Saints and loving the Senior Bowl, and you know, in the article it was like a thing of like how many players that they drafted from the Senior Bowl and what have you. And I looked at it, man. I'm gonna read these players off to you. Since 2017, and this tweet blew up a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to. We'll list off all the players that they drafted from the Senior Bowl to you right now. Okay, 2017, Alex Anzalone, who's in the NFC Championship game. His career arc is very interesting because like he was like good and then he was like bad and he was like very bad and now he's like decent again, which is really amazing. 2018, Marcus Davenport, Traquan Smith. 2019, Eric McCoy. 2020, Adam Troutman, Zach Bond. 2021, Peyton Turner, Ian Book. 2022, Trevor Penning, Alante Taylor, DeMarco Jackson. 2023, Isaiah Foskey, Nick Salaverde, Jake Haener. whatever the travel arrangements are of going to the Senior Bowl, cancel those. The rental cars, the lodging, cancel all of it. Please.
Oh, man.
That is I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is 14 players since 2017.
Man.
And Eric McCoy and maybe Eric McCoy, Anzalone, and then maybe Alante. Like, that's 3 out of 14. So we talked about how it's important in terms of like changing, potentially bringing in someone new offensively, changing philosophies, getting some new ideas, blah, blah, blah. Jeff, Ireland, whatever the formula is in the draft room, can we shake it up? Can we stir it? Can we mix it up something? Because it's not working.
And you know why they like those Senior Bowl guys? Because, they're seniors. They're seniors. A lot of scouts, typically like seniors because they played a lot. They tend to be, and then, there's something to players that go to the Senior Bowl that's trying to prove and all that stuff. But I mean, a lot of times them dudes just tapped out, man. Like, they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? They just gotta be careful, man. Be careful. They fell in love with Marcus Davenport there. They're just like, ooh, look at this big heart. I remember going after we drafted him. I went back to watch his Senior Bowl performance.
Big sicko over here.
that's why I was sick. And, just watching, let me see how this dude look, because it was hard to find tape on him. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just like Peyton Turner. But you went.
Watch Peyton Turner. Like,
there should be a rule. I'm going to make this a rule for the Saints draft room. If I go to YouTube and if I type in the player's name versus and hit search and shit don't come up, don't draft that player.
Put UDFA next to him or something. God damn.
Sorry.
You're killing me, bro. They kill me with that, man.
Rick Leonard, bro. I have never in my draft Nick watching life see 2 broadcasts not have a single fucking snap.
Goddamn egg emoji. They put an egg emoji up there. To the egg advent. We don't even know who this guy is.
The Thanos, I don't even know who you are. Sorry, bro. All right. Sorry. Getting back to your 2 first thing.
Oh no, it's just like they get some good talent in there, man. Like, whatever means necessary. Senior Bowl coming up next week. I still don't know if I'm gonna go catch a practice or not. I'm just like,
you gotta go a day.
Part of me want to, because they do draft people from the Senior Bowl, so it's like,
right,
you want to put an eye on a guy, something like that. But man, it's like,
if I could be there, like, work it out, if I could have, financially wise, what have you, I would have just loved to go to just see Penix throw. Not that I even think he's not even in the first round equation, I think, for most NFL teams right now. But, like, we talk about quarterback quite a bit on the pod, and, like, to me, he like really hits that mold of maybe the perfect quarterback that they could get in round 2 with Denver's pick, and kind of just, storm to the side, right? Just like, hey, don't gotta worry about nothing. Get fully healthy, learn the offense, blah blah blah. I would just love. I would love being there just for that alone.
Oh yeah, that's the one player I want to go put my eyes on.
And as soon as it got announced, I said, "God damn it, bro! I was hot, Ryan." But that said, I'm trying to think of anything else before. The potential comp picks. So I think the Saints are potentially slated to get 3, maybe 5th round comp picks. Davenport, Caden Ellis, and I'm forgetting who the other person was that left.
Onyemata?
Yeah, there you go. Onyemata. Davenport probably would have been a 4th round comp pick, but Davenport didn't play in Minnesota. So he said, I'm the gift that keeps giving. But we don't want this episode to be completely fully negative, so we're spinning it to really kind of what the meat of the episode is. It's talking about five might be a stretch, but talk about some ascending players from this past season, and also just hit on some descending players. We don't have, it doesn't have to be like all from offense, all from defense. It's just 5 and 5. I'll be honest with you, don't know if I even got a full 5 for each for at least ascending. But who's your first player?
I'm gonna start with Brian Brzee. Just as a rookie defensive tackle. I think he had 5.5 sacks.
That's impressive,
If
man.
you would have told me that was going to be his production this year when he got drafted, I'd be like, cool,
Easy.
I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And beyond the sacks, just looking at him, he's an explosive player. He's strong. Stayed healthy the entire year.
Yeah,
even though
he did,
played
man.
part-time snaps. Players out of control right now. No understanding of leverage. He's just out there. You know what I'm saying? Just athlete just out there. So obviously, with coaching and all that stuff, that's gonna play a part of him being better and getting more experience. But you just see like that raw piece of clay
You do, man.
that you can mold and and be just a disruptive force in the middle. And the Saints needed desperately they
Man.
need it, man. So that's just one player that you look at, you be like, man, okay, we got something here. We got something that we could build around.
Definitely. I mean, he's my number one as well. I don't want to repeat anything you said. You think you hit it on the head. I think he's by far the best Saints defensive tackle that they've drafted, and I can't even tell you how long, man. Like at least since I've been watching the Saints. So
yeah,
quite a long period of time. And you're just as a fan, I'm excited about his long term potential and who the player he's going to be, next season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons down the line. Because this is just hopefully him scratching the surface, and hopefully he can remain and stay healthy. So the player I went with so we can just alternate. We don't have to. So yes, Brzee on my list as well. Next player I went with is Big Creek, Carl Grandison. Had he tapered off towards the end, but what he would the production and the plays that he made for I would say maybe the first half of the season was just eye opening. It really was like a revelation of who is this? Legit, who is this? So everything he did in the offseason, the work, he slimmed down, and he legit looked like at times a goddamn good pass rusher, top, I don't want to put him top 15, but at least a top 20, edge rusher in the NFL. And for him, that's huge. And I think because it's one of the few good things that the Saints did this season, they locked him in early, before he hit free agency, and kind of locked him in at a lower contract rate that he probably would have maybe gotten if he maybe went to free agency. So that helps the team a lot. And for him, it's just what is that next step for Big Creek? I don't know what it is. I don't know. But if he's able to give you the same level of play he gave you this season as consistently as he did, that's a good ascending player. And I got to see how old he is. I don't even know how old he is.
But one thing I did like about him is he has improved every year, kind of like Trey Hendrickson did with the Saints. Just every year,
27.
Got 27, just got a little better, and he's still at the age where he could, he could still give you more. There were games. He had 8.5 sacks this season, but there were games, bro, where he was having back-to-back plays. Damn, he is disrupting things. So
yeah, man, it was impressive.
Right. So if they could just get him a partner on the other side, it's crazy because we always been like, man, Cam Jordan need a partner on the side. Get Creep going, and not Cam. His
time,
skin
bro.
falling off the bone. Time and caught up with him.
Time.
So
undefeated, bro.
Undefeated, man. So that needs to be the focus. This coming free agency, whether that's paying big money to Brian Burns or trying to find You know, a guy that was maybe underused somewhere. I don't have a name in mind, but just somebody that's maybe underused that you can get something out of.
AJ Epinesa. Someone
That's
brought
a
it
good
up in
one.
the Discord.
That's a
Someone
real
brought it
good
up in
one
the
right there.
Discord. He's going to be a free agent from the Bills, and I'm blanking on who it was, but as soon as that name was said, I was like, "Ooh, that's good! Like that's good.
That's a good something like that, you know. Something like that, you know, because they need some D-line help, bro. It was not good this offseason.
No,
I mean, this
it wasn't.
season, the pass rush.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't good at all. Who's your next ascending player?
Man, I should have wrote this down. I'm gonna go with.
I was gonna say, if it makes you feel better, I don't know how many there actually is, but
I'm going to go with Paulson Adebo.
That's a good one.
That's
a good one.
Because he had a great season. He took some lumps in the Rams game. Which kind of just took a little shine off him because it was like, oh well, you know, going against a good quarterback, you know. But I think even in that game, he held up good enough, and he was the number one corner for a big part of the season.
Yeah, he absolutely was.
I mean, he basically won that Bears game, just by himself.
That performance was insane. We were there. We
Insane
saw
performance.
Like, it was.
I just think he solidified himself as like a starting corner in the NFL, like a number one corner that could, maybe he's not like a shadow guy or put him on anything, but he's a guy you can put out there and just not really worried about him. You know what I'm saying? You can have him in single man coverage and he's gonna handle his business. He's gonna take the ball away. He's gonna pass defend. He's a good tackler. Just a good player, man. Very excellent draft pick too.
It was like he absolutely was. And I wonder. There's like a part of me that wonders if his play in their mind, and I know because I know how this team thinks, in their mind, because of his play and because of where Marshawn stands and not wanting to come back to the team or potentially not wanting to not wanting to play for Dennis Allen anymore. In their mind, that makes it a little easier for them to be like, oh, okay, well, we got Paulson Adebo, so we, it's not to them. They see like maybe it's not as big of a loss to potentially trade someone like Lattimore, which is just dumb. But I digress because he has played so well, and I've apologized to kind of slandering him on the podcast for his sophomore season because he was going through such a bevy of injuries that just no one really knew about, which also that kind of goes back to coaching is like that cornerback's like one of the big positions where if that player is hurt, like it is going to be very obvious the player is hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyhow, but he bounced back, had a great season, and is like one of the pillars and cornerstones of the defense right now.
No question about it, man.
You know what? I don't care what the haters say, and I know his season was up and down. Chris Olave is still an ascending player.
Yeah.
There's still some things he needs to work on. Not so much the 50-50 balls, but just like I don't know if it's a concentration thing, but the drops he has as a pro, he didn't have those drops in college. Like you didn't see him drop the ball like at all in Ohio State. So I wonder what it is. But and I'm not like you know me, bro. Like I'm a rare stat person. Like I just go about with my eyes. But there are times, a lot of times in the games where Chris Olave is running a route and he is open very, very often. And that's just a trait for a wide receiver to have that as a team and as a fan of a team, like you want a player that can almost get open on almost every route that they run, right? And he's been able to do that. He's made some, I still think that the catch he made against the Vikings is legitimately one of the best catches, touchdown or not, one of the best catches I've ever seen watching football, bro. Like it made
fire, just cold. Cold ass
like those are the plays that like I wish we for the season, for the live stream, like that's what I want to get back to. Like even like the win and losses don't maybe show. Like if we could just get that consistent, like whoo. Anyway, I know there was a lot of Chris Olave discourse this past season. I don't want to hear it, man. Like he's an ascending player. He finished the season with, 1,000 yards.
Missed I think he missed what, 2 games this year?
He missed
was it 1 or 2?
One. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, 1. He missed 1 game. But he ended the season with 87 catches, 1,123 yards, and 5 touchdowns. There are some things that he needs to work on. I'm not going to try to pretend like he's like a finished product. But just is he an ascending player on the team? He absolutely is. Hopefully he's ascending enough where it's not questioned and his roster spot, is not in question. And I just don't want it to be a situation where even though he may be ascending, I don't want them to be like, well, he doesn't really, him and Derek Carr, maybe him and DA. Like, I don't want that. Like, he's a player that you need to have on the team if the team is going to be successful.
Straight up. And he's a player that whoever the offensive coordinator coming in, needs to, have a plan for. Like, we're going to feature Chris Olave. I'm telling you, go watch the tape, y'all. Like, go put on all 22 and watch Chris Olave. Don't worry about where the ball is going. Just watch him. The dude gets open so much, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, he beats him all kind of ways. He beats him with speed. He beats him with quickness. Sometimes beats him with physicality. He's just, he can be a legitimate stud in the NFL. And like I said, look, even with this season where he had like a 3-4 game stretch where he was in a slump, he still put up over 1,000 yards and almost 90 catches. So, there's a lot there to be tapped into.
The one thing I cannot escape from my mind, just really quickly going back to the potentially like John Gruden be on the offensive staff. I don't remember what game it was because I don't remember who they were playing, but there was a game that the Raiders were playing a team, and this was before Henry Ruggs had killed someone, and John Gruden called up this play, and Derek Carr launched that bitch like 70 yards, and Ruggs like ran underneath it, caught it for a touchdown. I'll send you the play. I'll text it to you after the podcast. I can't in my head get out of my head of like in the background, John Gruden little fingers like ooh, I can do something with this.
I can do something. With that.
Anyway, sorry, but ascending player. Who's your next one?
It's gonna be a funny one. Y'all wouldn't expect. Andrus Peat, baby.
Yeah.
My guy, man. My guy, Andrus Peat. We have clowned Andrus Peat for years on this podcast, years on Twitter. I mean, we got the Resurgence meme, him getting Drew Brees' finger broke meme. I mean, we have clowned this guy, but this man was left for dead this offseason, took a pay cut, benched.
Supposed to be a backup, yep.
Supposed to be a backup. And when, we talk about the Trevor Penny situation, whatever, he ended up starting at left tackle. And I was like, ooh, he that left tackle?
Seen this movie before.
And came in there and just solidified the spot, bro. Solidified the spot, man. It was good.
It was like damn good. Like a damn good
left, man. Pass pro, everything, bro. So, I mean, should he been on the ascending list? Probably not. He's an older player. But
like this could be his second act, bro. Like he could be a player that maybe had he not played at left tackle this season, if he just was continued on the bench or whatever, he gets released this upcoming off season. He goes somewhere, maybe another team just pigeonholed him to be like a guard. But like this maybe like rejuvenated and revitalized his career because he's still young-ish, right? If he can like play like 4 or 5 seasons at like left tackle and can then play similar to he did this season, that's like probably like a second unexpected payday that he could have for him and his family. that was like probably not expected. Like he is, it's wild, bro. Like the
Wow,
Peat
man.
is wild, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think it was Brooke from NOF who talked about, like, during training camp, he kind of looked like he was kind of done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just confidence wise, just looked like a guy that was just kind of like, I don't even know if I want to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So for him to come and just, come and just solidify that spot and rejuvenate himself, man, that's just good on him. You know what I'm saying? Good on him. As somebody who was clown Pete a lot, good on him. So
for real,
let's
man.
go, Andrus.
Peat gonna Peat, but hopefully not
Pete gonna
like
Pete.
Pete gonna Peat just in all
Pete
ways.
gonna Pete is gonna be a good thing though. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Pete
yeah.
gonna Pete.
He done changed the narrative, bro. He said, yeah, change the narrative, bro. Can the rest of the Saints in the front office follow behind Andrus Peat? Can y'all change the narrative? Shit.
Please.
Last player that, not last player. I actually have two more players.
Not good.
Okay.
Bubble guts. Bubble guts hit me.
Oh no. A.T. Perry, and it's a little.
Yeah.
It might be a little premature, but we watch enough football. When the eyes just tells you, the eyes know, bro. Like the eyes know, and he brings a dimension and element to the Saints offense. Obviously, Michael Thomas probably played his last down with the Saints. When and if Michael Thomas is not going to be on this team, they need like a physicality, aspect to the offense. And A.T. Perry brought, like, there was a play he made in the Falcons game that it looked like it was Michael Thomas that ran the route, the way he caught, like just the way he caught the ball strong. He came in, he struggled a little bit, in rookie mini camp and struggled, and then he started making plays in OTAs, started making plays in training camp, and then he was just inactive for the longest time. We just like, what? We don't know why Keith Backwoods getting snaps over A.T. Perry, but like, I don't. Oh, then he had like the good preseason game. He even got the preseason game, right?
Yep.
And he starts getting opportunities. It first kind of started with Jameis, because Jameis, unlike Carr earlier in the season, was just throwing the ball up and just giving his receivers opportunities to make plays, and A.T. Perry made them.
Also works out after training camp with A.T. Perry and the young wide receiver.
But
I don't know. And he just that? I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Who knows? But he steadily got better throughout the season. Like, he's a player that I'm excited to watch going forward.
Right.
And this does not feel what Adrian Arrington is. Like, this feels like legitimate. Like this, yeah.
It feels legitimate. I would say it doesn't even feel Tre'Quan Smithish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like you got a player here. I mean, is he going to be like a number one wide receiver? Probably not.
Right.
But you see a guy that can add a dimension to an offense that that you need, because you got two speedy, quickie type wide receivers in Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, and then you get the big body. And man, if you could add another big body wide receiver, maybe, or a big downfield guy or something like that, then you got like a nice offense that could beat you all type of ways. Basketball team that could, hit you with the quick, hit you with the post, get a tight end in there, Powers, like, man.
That's my guy, Ryan. That's my guy. That's my guy. Let me ask you this. And we'll get back to it, but so he was the Mel Kiper's first mock draft came out today. It gets released. For what I know, I just went through like the first 15 picks, and I sometimes, like, you read a mock draft, especially Mel's mock draft, you just like, what the fuck is Mel thinking, right? I was going through every pick, and I was like, damn, Mel in his bag on this bitch, bro. Like, Mel was cooking that bitch. It like every pick made sense. The one I kept going back to is Brock Bowers at 5. Where he gets drafted, to me, positional wise value, and just in how the NFL equates that, is going to be such a fascinating thing for me to see. You know, we saw Kyle Pitts get drafted 4th overall. That's not working out well. He wants to be out of Atlanta, what have you. Like Kyle Pitts as a prospect and Brock Bowers as a prospect, like they're not even on the same tier, bro. Like it's not close. But the team that Brock Bowers continuously gets associated with is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
And I made a tweet about it, and I was just like, that offense has Justin Herbert, Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, Quentin Johnson, and then much earlier, Mike Williams. Those are all first-round picks. The Chargers defense has largely been ungood for like it's one of those. This is going to be a prime example of best player available versus need.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fascinated to see how it plays out.
Yeah,
because
I'm really fascinated.
Bauer's talent should get him drafted top 5 easily, like without question. Will it though? I don't know. But that's one of my few draft bays this year for the draft. It may be a pipe dream, but that's one of the picks that if he was the pick at 14, you might see us on the live stream. Like it'd be lit. So anyway, any other player for that's ascending?
I guess you could put in who's the safety that they drafted last year?
Jordan Howden.
Jordan Howden. I guess you could stick up in there. I thought he just was really solid. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought he was really solid. Where if you got rid of Marcus May this offseason, you wouldn't freak out. I do too. You wouldn't freak out. You'd be like, okay, I got something we could build with this dude.
Right.
You know, and even though Abrams to a lesser extent is like a PJ Williams type.
Right.
Not a starter, but a guy that can come in and give you some snaps or whatever.
I think with Abrams, if you minimize the areas that he's not good in and just use him to his strengths,
that's it.
He made some damn good plays towards the trail end of the season, man, for the Saints.
Exactly.
So I Jordan Howden made some really good plays. I think he can ascend, is how I'll word it. Right. I think there's potential for him to ascend.
Exactly.
So you know what? 2 things. 1, I don't want you to sit yourself. 2, this has been a positive towards the end of the podcast. We're not going to even go into descending players. We're just going to leave it at that. We're just going to talk about ascending. Just leaving ascending, not going to descending. We'll go into descending the next podcast episode and get back to Dread and Dyer, but not this one. We're gonna end it on a good note. But thank y'all so much. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're now at, I think the last time I looked, it was 1,100 subscribers, which is great. Sure. Which is insane. Thank y'all so much. All our Patreons, thank y'all for not being like, man, this team fucking sucks. Like, I don't want to listen to these motherfuckers and canceling your Patreon subscriptions. You guys aren't doing that. So thank you. We're really hoping, just like last draft season last year, as the draft got nearer and the meetup for the draft got closer, we really hope that we do get some more Patreons and to be able to come and join and be at us, drinking, having good food, and just enjoying the draft. Even Saints aside, bro, just having we make the rule, if you're coming to the party, there's no you can no phones. If you know what the pick is or whatever, don't announce it, don't say shit. Just being in the moment of just everyone just finding out the pick together. Last year was cool, and I believe Bunch, if I remember correctly, had the highest, or maybe it was Max. Either Bunch or Max had the highest, correctly guessed players. But thank y'all so much. We really appreciate it. We'll be back this upcoming week, maybe Friday. We'll figure out when to do the live show. So any questions y'all got, let us know. We're actually going to have to try this time to legitimately have someone from the community join us to be a part of the show as well. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Like everything on Spotify, Apple, however you listen, YouTube. With that, we're out.
Peace.